is going to be somebody whose name I just forgot. Terry?
Yeah, that's it.
Terry Moore.
Yeah, Terry Moore. Greatest comedian ever.
Mantis? Thank you so much. Let's hear it from Mantis.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. So, I'm married to a Russian, and he has a horrible accent, like really strong, so I never know what he's talking about. And when we were dating, he actually asked me to marry him, and I had no idea what he was talking about. I married him, and he grew up in poverty, and he acts like it's my fault. So he will not let me throw out the peelings of potatoes. He's like, that's food. And I'm like, you're in America. It's garbage to us. And during Hurricane Sandy, he actually rationed raisins and only was allowed out 5 raisins a day. And he rationed the radio use, which is hard to imagine because that's what Russians do. They do things you can't even imagine. And he likes to pick up pennies off the floor. So if we're walking down the street, we'll be walking arm in arm, and he'll break my, well, he does try to break my arm, but he'll be walking, and he'll see a penny or a dime, and he'll like dive to get it. And I'm like, God, honey, like, what's the matter? Did you have a heart attack or something? He's like, no, I just saw a dime. He picks it up, and one time he saw $20 on the floor. So you can imagine, like, he pushed me aside, dove for the $20. I almost got hit by a truck. It was unbelievable. And at night, like between the hours of 1 a.m. and 2 a.m., I tried to tell him to go to bed, and he's like up on the computer watching YouTube. And I'm like, hon, you need to go to bed. He's like, I can't. I'm spying on America. It's very important. I forgot the accent. I gotta do that. I'm spying on America. It's very important. But my dad would have liked my husband. My dad, he was buried. We buried him like 5 years ago. But he died like 10 years before that, so I don't know, it was time. And my mother, she's amazing. Like, she is she believes that my dad is sort of turning these favors in heaven. And she'll say, I can't find my glasses. And I'm like, Joe, where are my glasses? Where are my glasses? And then she finds them. She wants to find a parking spot. She'll be like, Joe, find me a parking spot. I'm going to be at Madison and 30th Street in like 5 minutes. And she finds it. And I'm like, Mom, that's ridiculous. You got the guy working harder in death than he did in life. What happened to rest in peace? And, I'm really kind of disappointed in her because she didn't do the thing that he wanted. His last wish was to put his favorite expression on his tombstone. And that was, do you believe this shit? And she refused to do that. And I think it was a good idea. I think everybody should have their favorite expression on their tombstone. Like, mine would be, I married a Russian, I have no fucking idea what he's talking about. Or, my friend, who keeps saying the doctor just says it's a cold. My other friend, I love steak. And my other friend, she says all the time, I'm almost at my ideal weight. So, she should put that on her tombstone. So, people in New York with these dogs, like, what is it with people in New York? Like, I don't think they have friends. You just see them with their dog. And I don't think they have time to have friends, because they're too busy dressing up their dogs with little booties and little coats and stuff and cute little barrettes. And, the dog looks great, but, like, can you put some time into your own outfit? And they're like, I don't need a best friend. My dog's my best friend. But guess what? Your dog doesn't want to be seen with you because he or she looks better than you. And I'm sure when they're at the dog run, the poor dog is meeting up with his friends, and the other dogs are like, who is that? Is that like a homeless person? And he's like, no, it's just my walker. A rescue. So, I'm getting up there in age, of course you probably noticed, and, you get a couple gray hairs, and then people think you're some type of historical reference. Like, hey, Terry, you remember there's black and white TV, right? Like, you remember when JFK was assassinated, right? Like, you remember when the Industrial Revolution started, right? You remember, like, what's it like to have wooden teeth? You know, like I am, you know, I'm getting up there. But just because you have a couple gray hairs, people think like, oh God, you know, you're old. And then people think I'm pregnant because I have a fat stomach. And I caught people looking at my fat stomach, so I'm totally aware of this, okay? So I'm not pregnant, I'm fat, for the record. This is where potato chips go when they die. Thank you. And, but downtown Abbey, everybody's like talking about it, but they're talking about it and they're always saying, did you see downtown Abbey? And I was like, no, downtown Abbey? I've never seen downtown Abbey. And they're like, no, it's not downtown, it's downtown. And people think like, is this the British way to, confuse Americans? And I don't think it is. I don't think the British know how to spell, to be honest. That's it, okay. And, hi, me too. And, as you get older, I think, you get regrets. I've had some regrets, like I never had children, That's bullshit. Like, that was kind of stupid, right? But then I thought, well, maybe not. Maybe I'll just get a dog and dress it up. All right, that's it. Thank you so much.
Yeah! Woo! Yeah!
Terry Moore, everybody. Terry Moore.
Yeah!
Okay, so we have 3 more.
Wow, so it
We've
worked,
got
huh?
Michael Weber.